Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you? Merci, Linda. We're still in 2022 in France. We have 5 p.m., so we have a couple of hours more to wait. How much does it make? 7 hours more to wait, and then it will be the New Year's. So I hope you're all well. And tonight I wanted to do a short last tour of the for the last day of the years. I'm back in France after my trip. Bonsoir, Samara, and bonne année. And tomorrow I will do my first tour of the New Year's. So I wanted to make it funny like that, to make the last one, to make the first one, and just spend that time with you, to be able to wish you a very nice New Year's party tonight, and to see tomorrow in which condition you will be. Are you all going to be woke up? Oh, the ballet at Prague could have been better. It was a Prague ballet, Czech ballet, but well, some of the dancers were so, if I can say, and they were not in perfect harmony. I mean, the swans were not in perfect harmony, and they were also not the same size. So it was looking a bit kind of. Sometimes you see it was looking a bit amateur, but well, globally it was nice. So, my dear friends, welcome in Paris. Yes, imperfect, not, and I have seen better. Obviously, yes. You know, this is my Brit raincoat. I'm not in Brittany, but I still have got my Brit raincoat. So, my dear friends, hello to everybody. If you are new with me, my name is Patrick, and I'm a tour guide in Paris. Not always in Paris. Last week it was Bratislava, but most of the time it's Paris. And today, for the last day of the year, for the last couple of hours before we change the years, I just wanted to spend a quick time with you and to redo a tour I've done a couple of weeks ago, because I think it's a beautiful tour. So I propose that we start now. I'm going back to Bretagne the weekend of the 14th of January, sorry. So in 2 weeks' time. So let's show you where I am and where we go. So let's attach my gimbal to my hand. You know, it's crazy in Paris. There's so many people have done a street tour today in the Louvre, and it's so crowded. You feel like being in the underground at the rush hour. So it was wow. I've never seen so many people inside the museum and inside the city of Paris. It's crazy. So let's start the tour, and you see where I am right now. I'm just in front of Notre Dame. I think it's a nice place to start. And from there, we're going to go to the city hall to see the Christmas market and to see the Christmas village of Paris. And you see, today Paris has been quite a fine weather. It's quite hot. You know, it's maybe the hottest day we ever had for 31st of December. And you can see in the back the sun, which is setting over there. The sun has just set 5 minutes ago, and you still see the red light of the sun. Ah, Glenda, you were right here to make the same picture that you can do now online. So Notre Dame, always beautiful. No need many commentary about it. You see the night is arriving gently in Paris, and the Notre Dame is going to be lighter. So this tour, we're going to walk from here to go to the city hall, as I said. So I propose that we start moving a little bit. I don't know why my gimbal is making some little shock like that. So you see here we have got the river. So the other side of the city here, this is the left bank or the Latin Quarter, where all the little movie theater, the theaters, the little streets, and the university place. So always fantastic. And over the street over there, the shop that you see here, which is light up, which is Shakespeare and Company. Always nice and very good. And so when we leave the left bank and the atmosphere of the left bank, and we are on the bridge called Le Petit Pont, the small bridge, because the smallest bridge in Paris. We pass in front of the headquarters of the police station in Paris. And you can see the police station always have got a French flag, which is light up. You will see when we will be front. And we are going to walk away from Notre Dame to be able to go to the other side of the city, to the city hall. Beautiful, no? I hope you can make beautiful postcards for this tour. A lot of people are making pictures, you see. Just wait. Didn't want to interrupt the pictures, so I was waiting. And you see how many people are walking in the streets of Paris? You see? It's crazy how many people are there. So, and all the districts are like that. So you can imagine in the museum, it's fully booked and you can't get any ticket. Everything is sold out.
And there were like crazy plans to change
The building in front of us is the first hospital built in Paris. And now they're going to have got a kind of show in Notre Dame, not today, but you see there is a kind of place to sit, and they are going to have got a musical show in Notre Dame where you are going to have the the history of Notre Dame. It's going to be a show with lights and music. What do we have here? We have got a dancer. I think they are applauding us. That's nice of them. So you see lots of people, and lots of people are making the music, and people try to get some bit of money before Christmas. So lots of activities in front of. When is Notre Dame open? It will be open in 2024, at least for the Olympic game. So that will start by the July 2024. So I don't know if they are going to reopen it before in April. I can't be sure about that. They haven't announced an official date of reopening, but they say it will be open for the Olympic game, and that's July 2024. Yes, the Beat Street movie. Yes. I see Notre Dame is still here, and if I do it like that, and if I zoom on it, you don't see any damage from the fire. You see, of course, if I turn the side, and if I show you the crane, now you know that something happened. But if I don't show the crane, if I just show like that, here you don't have any vision of the damage. And the rose window and all the king statue and everything is still there. So what is really good, no? And we can have Notre Dame with live music. You'll never do somehow. When your step grows, I'll break it down. Got to window and I'll be gone. You're the reason why I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Oh, okay. I don't know whose song it was, but thank you for the information. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. Lights have been low. Notre Dame is standing here since 1350. The first stone, 1165. So before 1165, so it's been a bit like 900 years ago, 850 years ago. Here there was full of houses, and then they built, and there was two old churches, and so they destroyed the old churches and to build Notre Dame. And so they started bit by bit the building, and it took nearly 200 years to get the fully building finished. And you see here it's Hotel Dieu. Hotel Dieu, it's a public hospital uh, where where people are still treated. And this building is from 1860. But previously, the Hotel Dieu, the former Hotel Dieu, was by the river in the island, and it was built in 651. So you see, very old building. And you see here we are by the sides of Notre Dame. And yes, the sunset is beautiful. We are lucky. Yesterday it was raining, and today we have got a beautiful sky to finish the year together. And you see in front of us, we have got the Paris headquarter police, and at the main entrance, they always, in the evening, light up the entrance with the French flag. You see a lot of people are here, a lot of groups too. You see a tour guide here with his groups. Really wet here in England. Glad to drive for you. Oh, it has been raining till something like I think 6 a.m. something like that, and then it got dry the rest of the day. And tomorrow it's supposed to be dry too, so that's good. And so we're going to cross the river to go to see the city hall, which is light up too, and the market. So a last view on Notre Dame to say bye bye to Notre Dame. Bye bye Notre Dame. And let's go now to the city hall. So for that, we're going to walk by the side of the hospital. We're going to pass by the flower market of the island. Don't forget, right now we are in the island, so I'm not in one of the two banks of Paris. I am in the island, so I have to take a bridge to be able to go back to the rest of Paris. And so the building on the side, as I said, this is the police station, which was the main building where the resistance took place in August 1944, waiting for the Allies. But that I explain you all that in my tour about the liberation of Paris. Over there, you've got the conciergerie, which was the former jail and the former castle, where Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI have been judged and have been condemned to the capital punishment, and then they have been beheaded. That was in 1793. And just next to that, you see the spire over there. This is the spire of the Sainte-Chapelle. And here we've got the little shop. Well, little. I don't know if it's so little, but we have got shop from the flower market. You see, but they are closed right now because it's people are preparing the supper. But part of the shop is open. You see, and you've got this is the market, the flower market in Paris, which is taking place in the island. Absolutely, Glenda. The most beautiful stained glasses I've ever seen are in the Sainte Chapelle. They are 15 meters high, and they are the stained glasses. A part of one are the whole history of the Bible. So starting from the beginning to the end, and so each 10 glasses is selling that. And the last 10 glasses, the one you've got on your right when you arrive on the second floor of the Sainte Chapelle, is the place where you have got the explanation of the crusade, or not the crusade, but I mean after the crusade, when the king Louis IX with his brother brought back the holy throne crown from the Christ into the Sainte Chapelle. Well, not into the Sainte Chapelle because the Sainte Chapelle wasn't built at that time, but brought it back into Paris and then built the Sainte Chapelle to preserve the throne crown from the Christ. That's why it's called the Holy Chapel. And of course, the chapel was also the place for the king family to go to pray. So we arrive at the other side of the island, and we are going to go now to the city hall of Paris. So we're going to cross the bridge, and you see the city hall of Paris is right over there. So as you can see, it's lighted in blue, and they have got for the last day because they are going to turn it out tonight. So we are really at the last moment of it. We still have got the Christmas market. It's not a Christmas market, the Christmas village, which is by the city hall. And of course, this famous lamppost of Paris, because you know Paris, the city of the light, the city which has been completely light up at the first by Thomas Edison, just at the time of the Eiffel Tower. And everywhere we find these lampposts, which also make part of the romanticism of Paris. Can you do an inside tour of? Yes, I did, Becky. I did 2 or 3 inside tour of the Sainte Chapelle, but the signal is not. The signal is quite poor, and we can't speak loudly. But I will try again by spring, because I prefer to do it by spring. Because in winter, the closure time is early. And secondly, the light sometimes is not good, and it's really beautiful to see the stained glasses when you've got the sun passing by them, because it gives something even more incredible. So you see here, you have got over there the conciergerie, which is right here. So you still see here the towers, the original towers from the Middle Age castle when it has been built by the King of France. And these towers are still, well, they have been renovated, but they are still the original towers. The towers, the one at the end is the towers of the torture, the Bombec towers, we call it, where they were torturing the people. The one before is the tower of the treasure, where the king was were hiding, if I can say, his money. And the first one, the closest from us, the round one, is the Caesar Tower, because it has been built above the palace of Caesar when the Romans were there. And the last tower, the square one, is the tower of the clock, because you've got the original clock, which is dating from here. Maybe you could film inside. Yeah, I can do that too. Of course, obviously, I can do that. But when I can do live streaming, I do live streaming. You know, I have prepared a lot of tour for winter, because you know, in winter, a part of filming the illumination, it's difficult to make tour in Paris. I mean, by the time, because of the time difference. If you are from England or from Germany or somewhere in Europe, that's fine. But if you are in Asia or if you are in America, of course, the time difference is terrible. And so if I film during the daytime here in Paris, I only can please the European people, but not American or Asiatic people. So that's what I have to think, and that's why I'm thinking to do in winter. And moreover, sometimes the weather condition is difficult, so I prepared a lot of exhibition that I'm going to show you. That have made the pictures and the movie. I did one this week, which about Fuseli. Fuseli, he's a painter from Switzerland, but mainly he has been adopted by the English, and he's an incredible painter at the period of that time because he painted some fantastic and a kind of very fantastic world, which I use these nowadays in the Gothic or in the manga. And it's very interesting to see that. Patrick, you please, us American, just by taking us to Paris. Okay, so what time is it? Good, Linda. It's a beautiful view, no, from the conciergerie, the river, the bridge of Paris. The painter is named Fuseli. Fuseli, F-U-S. Fuseli. Heinrich Fuseli. So it's in the museum Jacques Marandré. So I took a lot of pictures, made a few videos. So like that, I will be able to do a home show for that. So let's walk to the city hall. Ah, look, that's Paris. When I'm never. How can I say? I'm tired of being in Paris. I'm so happy to discover other countries. I'm so happy to see the architecture, the way of living, the food, the inhabitants of other countries. It's fantastic. But when I'm here, when I see these lights, when I see this bridge, when I see my river, when I see this architecture, I wow, it's hard to compete with that city. Even though the world, and the air, other countries are absolutely fantastic and give you always an incredible feeling. I know when I was in Krakow or in Bratislava, or I was with you in Bratislava, or when I was in Vienna or Prague. Of course, you are so happy to discover this city. But Paris is there's something a little bit more, I think. And myself being a Parisian, I always feel that city is so. You can walk, just walking like that in the city, and you are happy. Walking like that, like a Parisian, like you do now with me, by the bookseller here, and having the river on your side, and seeing the Paris through the trees, thing like that, and it's so romantic, so tranquil, and so happy. People are taking pictures. I'm going to let them take pictures. And so the place where we are now, it's called at first it was the first city market of Paris, where the people were. That was 600 AD. After that, it has been named Place de Grève, and it was the place of the justice. So that's where, when we have got capital punishment, it was the capital punishment was given in that place. And after that, in the 1500s, they built the building that you see now at the city hall for the Lord Mayors of Paris, and it has been the place since that where we have got the civil administration of the capital. And nowadays, the place has changed the name again. It's about the human right now, and so we change sometimes the name of the square according to special new things in history, if I can say. And Paris. Don't forget a word which is very important when you're in Paris. Well, there is not a perfect translation in English. Look this, look that, look. I love that pictures with the book shop on the stairs on the other side. So lovely with the lights which are reflecting in the river. And the word in French, in English, it's strolling, to stroll, but the French word is more romantic and have got a nicer signification than the English word. The French word is flâner. 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 And first, when we pronounce it flâner, just the word flâner sounds romantic, sounds nice. Let's flâner in Paris, better than let's go to stroll in Paris. Look the riverboat. Look how crowded are the riverboats. So flâner, no, not flow, Elisa. Flâner. Flâner. Yes, Phoenix, flâner. I don't know, Victoria, but if I make you laugh, that's my pleasure. And you see here the bookshop where you can buy the vintage book. The people have got 4 bookshop like that, 4 boxes, which are rent by one, not rent, in fact, nearly given by the city of Paris. And the people make good money. And you come here to buy old books or old postcards or old posters or calendars or, some.
It's about the radar.
So flâner is the perfect word when you are in Paris. I know that you are all busy. I know that when you come to Paris, you need to see all the important things, the Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame, the Montmartre, the Champs-Élysées, Orsay Museum, go to Versailles. I know you have to do all that because it's normal. If you don't do that, you think you haven't finished your bucket list. But just keep couple of hours to flân, to stroll in Paris, without any purpose, just to have the pleasure to walk in the street like we do now. Not a real, well, of course we've got a purpose because we go here, isn't it? We came to see that, so we go here. But it's not the only purpose. I mean, it's not just doing that. Just the fact that walking like that, slowly in the street, looking at the building, having the pleasure to see a beautiful post lamp, or the light of the bridge, or the reflection of the light on the river, or having a view it's just that. I love that myself. And to stop to a little cafe and have a little drink at the counter, to be honed by a car, and to have a grumpy French who is yelling at you because you are on his way. That's so Parisian, no? Somebody who is pushing you because you don't go enough quickly, and somebody who is doing. But that's part of the trip in Paris. So we arrived now to the city hall. And of course, if you came with me here before, you are not going to discover something new. But for me, it's the most beautiful Christmas village in Paris. And so I wanted to do it. Tomorrow, we go to the Eiffel Tower. We may have the Christmas market. I say we may have because they are just changing every day the date. So I hope it will be open. But anyway, even the Christmas market, if not open, will be by the river, and we will see the Eiffel Tower, and we will have a Happy New Year's together. So never mind. It will be a pleasure to be with you. So right now we arrive in the village, and you see it's very crowded. So we enter. So don't forget this little village, Christmas village, has been made by the gardeners of the city of Paris. So they have been the old decoration and the whole things has been made by the gardeners, the civil servant of the city of Paris. At the entrance, you've got the Olympic ring, because Paris is Olympic City, next Olympic City, 2024, in 2 years. So of course, we are preparing that, which is a lot of street work in Paris, which is not the a group of American ladies wearing a French beret. That's nice. Beautiful French beret. And also listen to music or hear lots of kids because they have got a free place to be a Spider-Man. So you see, it's free for the kids. It's free. They don't have to pay during Christmas. So you see, they are trying to climb to go to reach the top, which is over there. Ooh. So, is he going to succeed that one? Getting hard, but he's perseverant, still trying, getting harder and harder. Oh, I think he's not going to go more than that. Good. He find another position. Oh, difficult. And so here we are strolling, you see, in the garden. So you see, we are not alone. Some tour I did in Paris, there was nobody, but you see here, we are not alone. You see, all these kids are queuing, are lining to do this free attraction. So the little shops are selling products made in Paris. So everything is made in Paris in that Christmas market. So it doesn't mean it's Christmas decoration, but you say everything is made in Paris and has got the label of made in Paris. So then you like or you don't like, but I mean, it's just. And the Christmas market is based on wood and natural things. So the gardeners have prepared some windows where they put inside some decoration which have been made by wood and which are representing a kind of a holy or magical forest. And they are playing the music. Listen the music. You see the squirrel? You've got kind of the long neck bird. So Gertrude, the shop, they are selling not something which is very touristic, if I can say, because it's just the fact it's made in Paris. So you can get clothes. I will show you some of the shop. There is very few, very few. It's not too commercial, and you find little decorative things, but not especially Christmas. And here, that's my preferred garden, which is outside, and I think it's absolutely lovely and magical, like a magic forest. I hope you can hear the music. Yes, there is some square in Paris, but not as much as in America, like in New York or when I was in Mobile, Alabama. In one of the gardens, there was hundreds of squirrels. They came to get my peanuts. Ah, that's good. That book. Thank you, Jill. Yes, there's an activity, but it's not especially like religious. It's more like and the nativity is into the church next to. They have got kind of a nativity nativity village, but not. I will try to show you. Of course, the kids love it. You see, kids comes and look at it. Ah, thank you, Linda. Paris deserve people like you, my guest, and you, my friends. So here, Gertrude, you see they are selling hot wine and some food. So this stall is about soup, wine, and food. Half of this market they are selling foods and wine, hot wine or hot soup. Yeah, it's lovely, and that market also is very chic. I think it's very Parisian in the sense that it has got the classy Paris, and I love the music they play. You see, you are walking through the trees, and on the side you've got the Christmas illumination and the city hall where it looks like if snow is falling on it. Yeah, very elegant. The word is perfect, and I think that's very Parisian to be elegant. So you see here, it's again made in Paris, but you see its bag and the hat and pocket for the phone. You see that the kind of thing they are selling in these stalls. Here they are selling some women's earrings, collar neck, bracelet. Yes, I do watch myself. I like Lily Collins. I think she's so fresh. But for me, it's not a movie. It's a huge advertising for Paris. Uh, when I see that, I think this is the best advertising movie ever made about Paris. Yes, absolutely. You see, they when you think about the subject, you can half of the series has nothing to say. They are just filming Paris, and but that's nice. You see here, people are eating oysters with a glass of wine. But for me, it's very fresh and very relaxing to watch that. I'm so surprised. I don't know how much money she can get to change the clothes every day and change the hairstyle and change everything. She's a fashion, but I like it, and I love her. I think everything is done by Lily Collins. If it was, I think the casting of Emily in Paris is really good, and I think maybe if it was somebody else, it wouldn't be as good as that. Every day she has got a new pair of shoes, a new clothes. No, it's not a flat she has got. It's a wardrobe. I think she's living in a wardrobe. And of course, everybody's beautiful. Mindy's beautiful. Alfie, he's handsome. Gabrielle is fantastic. Camille, everybody looks perfect. Nobody has got any trouble, or not really big troubles. And that's so funny. Oh, Gabriel is the son of a French soccer player, Daniel Bravo, who was playing in Paris Saint-Germain. And his father was playing for the Paris team. And so that's his son, who is Gabriel. Yeah, and I think that's why it's free spirit. It's when we are French, we think America is the place of all the possible. It's still the dream country where we can go and we can succeed if we work hard. And in fact, Emily in Paris, it's a kind of sense like that. When you can succeed coming to Paris. And that's a bit the message in Emily in Paris. Everything is possible, just there. Myself, I've got 4 episodes to watch, and then I'm going to wait for the season 4, which is already programmed. Yeah, Emily is always smiling, and Lily Collins is a perfect actress for that. So that's another show in the streets. On applaudit, on crie et on commence ce spectacle, d'accord? Tous ensemble. Vous êtes prêts? Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, faites un maximum de bruit pour The Original Queen! Oh, wow. Franchement, vous êtes parfait. On a de l'énergie, on peut commencer ce spectacle. Mesdames et messieurs, juste 2 règles. La première règle, s'il vous plaît, faites attention à ce qu'il y a parmi vous des pickpockets. Beware pickpockets. Okay. Your bag, your phone, your key, so the beautiful merry-go-round. And the last minutes of the tour. So here you see the sale against soup and hot wine, mulled wine, some crepes. And I'm going to try to find if I can see the nativity scene. It's not really a nativity scene, but it's a little village. It's in one of the windows, so I'm going to try to see if I can find it again. My pleasure, Catherine. À bientôt can be tomorrow if you want, because tomorrow I will have a Happy New Year tour with you from the Eiffel Tower. I mean, at the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. So I hope I brought to you a little bit of magic of Paris and nice preparation for the last day of the year. Myself, I like it a lot. I hope you can be there too, Catherine. I will be happy to be tomorrow the same time, I think, something like that, or 5:30. My pleasure, Stefan. So here is the village, and wow, I don't know if we can consider it as a real nativity scene, though there is no Jesus, but more like a little, more like a little village, but not real nativity, because it's done by the city of Paris, and the city of Paris is not especially religious. It's a public civil servant, so they don't have to, if I can say, encourage one religion more than the other one. So the nativity scene is in the church next to. My pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the romance of Paris, and that you will be here soon with the other hundreds of thousands of people which are working tonight in the streets of Paris and preparing the. I give you the bisous to all of you, men's and women's, doesn't matter, all together. Have a nice last evening. Take great care of yourself, and for you or your family, I wish you the best for that last night. And tomorrow, I will wish you a happy New Year's, but that will be tomorrow. In the meanwhile, thank you to have been with me. Thank you, of course, for all your donation, and take great care of yourself. And see you tomorrow. Bye bye, my friends.